Welcome back. Oil prices continue high. The oil market, West Texas crude trading near a multi-year high at $71.57 right now. Brent crude briefly hitting $80 a barrel earlier. Joining us right now is OPIS chief oil analyst Tom Kloza. Tom, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Do you think this continues?
I think it continues for the middle third of the year. I mean, this is going to be the high third. I think we'll spend some time in the low 80s, maybe even get to $84 or $85 for Brent crude, which is really what determines your gasoline prices. And I think WTI will probably spend most of the summer in the 70s. The good news is I think it's a middle or kind of a gelatinous third, but then I think it starts to trend down a little bit in the last 100 days and into 2019.
And is it largely about some of the geopolitical issues happening, whether it's the Iran deal or worries that there could be a shortage? What's behind this?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of everything. I'd say that investment money drove it up in the first place, and it was smart money at this point. You could say that. I think, secondly, we've got something we haven't seen before for 15 months. All of the major industrialized countries and the emerging countries are all performing at GDPs that are sort of unheard of to have that take place in unison. That has pumped up demand for global oil by about 1.6, 1.7 million barrels a day each of the last 3 years. We're going to do something we've never seen before. We used to talk about peak oil. We're going to get to demand for oil of about 100 million barrels a day briefly this quarter. So, and Iran is a big deal down the road, but watch out for Venezuela. Elections this weekend. They provide us with a lot of refined products, or they used to. They provide the rest of the hemisphere with it, and that's a real sore spot right now.
That's the demand story. But, Dagan, you mentioned the supply part of the story. There's an article in the Journal that you referred to showing that even though oil is at $70 a barrel, frackers are still struggling to make money, but they're actually struggling despite the boom.
Right, and there's also a pipeline problem coming out of, say, West Texas, for example. There's a transportation problem. When they can't get it out of the ground at a reasonable price, they're having trouble with the pipeline transportation. But to that point, Tom, do you think that President Trump's going to wind up tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve? What is 600 million barrels in the SPR right now? It would certainly, would it help ease prices during the summer?
It wouldn't hurt, as they'd say. He has shown a willingness to tap the reserve, and the reserve actually has some of the kind of crude oil we need. We need, you know, metaphorically crude with protein. All of the shale oil is very, very light and sweet, and it produces a lot of things you don't like propane and butane and so forth. So I think that high gas prices are very much on his radar screen. I figured it out, and this driving season, the average family is going to spend about $1,320 versus about $1,250 last year. I think people in his administration are very much aware of that, and they're struggling with what to do. By the way, those people struggling with crude oil in the Permian Basin in West Texas, I'd like to have that kind of a struggle. They're doing quite well. It's just the struggle of, well, I'm not making $40 a barrel. I'm making only 25 or whatever.
Just staying on the supply side with OPEC, is there more dysfunction right now in OPEC with the Saudis looking to try to drive up the price of crude? Is it become more dysfunctional amongst the members of OPEC?
No, I would probably argue that it's the most disciplined OPEC I've seen. And OPEC discipline really comes down to the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, and the United Arab Emirates. Now, clearly the Saudis, you know, they regard Iran like President Trump regards Rosie O'Donnell. So they would like to create a lot of mischief and have a lot of mischief between the two in the region. So the Saudis could punish Iran if they actually raise production going into 2019. It could be that some diplomacy is going to result in the Saudis supplying extra crude that we lose from Venezuela or Iran.
We're headed into the summer driving season, Tom. What are you expecting? Gasoline prices obviously also on the rise, and now the national average price for a gallon of regular gas is at $2.91. What are you expecting there?
I think we'll be between here and about 310. If we get an event, a hurricane, some sort of disruption, power losses, missiles flying in the Middle East, it could go substantially higher. But I think the prices you see for tomorrow's royal wedding, we're also excited about it here. I think it'll be probably close to what you see all year. And by the way, we paid more than $1 more at the last royal wedding. So
Oh,
don't
that's
tell me that's
interesting.
just coincidence.
Oh, I forgot about that. Tom, good to see you.
Okay, nice to see you too.
Thank you so much. Tom Closer there.